The top four are within 1/100th of a second.
Well, I'll tell you, talking with Dakota leading up to this, these karts were so narrow in their times. I mean, they really put together a really great group into the karts. We're also doing something we haven't done before. These karts aren't going to get touched by arrive and drive racers through the entirety of the event. We're pulling them out so they won't get touched. We're going to have the best of the best karts throughout the entire thing. And there's a pass you were talking about, a little wave through.
Yeah, it looked like Alex was not satisfied with that lap he was on and probably just going to get a clean start with an open space out in front of him.
Finally had a little bit of movement there. You see Bailey jumped up.
Like, Bailey's always been strong, so it'll be very interesting to see where he winds up this weekend.
So we got Bailey, followed by Elise, Aiden, Alex, Austin, Brad, and then Brandon.
And there goes Austin up to third place.
And again, you just got to put that, you got to get that right lap in. You just need one lap to accelerate yourself to the top.
Something I'm already seeing.
Look at that. Austin jumped up to the top on that lap.
One thing that I'm seeing is the drivers coming out of this last turn are looking up at the scoreboard. That's going to slow them down. They need to focus on what they're doing.
Got Austin, Bailey, and Elise in the top three. Alex just jumped up.
By 1/1000th of a second.
Wow.
Physically doesn't get any tighter than that.
White flag is out. Final lap. You are right. I'm watching all of them come across and like take that second to look up instead of maintaining their line. So. All right, and the checker flag's coming out. And anything can happen on the last lap, so we'll just wait till everybody comes across here to see what that final. Bailey, wow. Austin.
Two screamers of a lap for that last lap.
Wow. Wow.
The scary thing is as the track warms up and the tires get hotter and hotter, it's only going to get faster.
So the top three out of that, or let's go full finish, we'll go Bailey with number 1, Austin, Alex, Aiden, Elise, Brad, and Brandon. That was a great first qualifier. A lot of change right up at the end there, like you said. You just need that one final lap.
You're going to start seeing people get frustrated. They have 8 races on each track today, so they need to keep that frustration to a minimum, stay focused, understand you're not going to win it on the first day. Qualifying definitely helps, but some people are stronger in the position racing. Some people are stronger in the qualifying. So, again, you're not going to win it on the first day. Play to your strengths.
We see that in our local leagues all the time. You know, you got the guys that go on, setting the fastest qualifying time, and we get out to the position racing portion, and it doesn't always translate. So I totally agree with you. We could be seeing something big here. Huge differences between who's going to be towards the top through qualifying and who's able to move up the field as we get into position racing at the end of the weekend.
Second group is going to be on the way out. First name's Caleb from Overdrive. So you get your first peek at Caleb, one of your drivers.
It's exciting.
We'll have Connor from Audubon Palisades. Aaron Luke Ramos is going to be out here. We'll see the other former champion out on the track representing Audubon Dulles. We'll have Jason Anderson representing Accelerate Indoor Speedway Milwaukee. We'll have Joe Dombrowski representing pole position out in Des Moines. And we'll round out this group with Jonathan Rumpel representing Audubon Indoor Speedway Manassas. And the drivers for Group 2 are on the way out right now.
Well, this is where Aaron won that first championship. He took home the first check. The only difference this time is that the karts are different. The tracks haven't changed. The karts are a lot faster. Let's see how he adapts to what he's got and see if he can handle this equipment and make it happen.
All right, we're going to go for a quick break. Oh, all right, so we're back, guys. Sorry about that. Working on a couple of things in the background. We're going to start getting some names popping up here as they make their way around the course. I got my eye on Aaron on this one. I really want to see what he's going to put out this race, being a former champion, so we'll see how it goes. I'd ask James who he's looking at, but I'm probably going to say Caleb on that one.
I think I would say that. You know me too well.
All right, so first lap's going around. They're starting to get up on the scoreboard. Jonathan right now from Manassas sitting on top, followed by Caleb and Aaron.
Kyle and Tony, this is your final call for Group 3. Kyle and Tony.
All right. So again, Group 2 in their first race. Jonathan still holding on to the lead. And there Jason from Accelerates jumped up into the first spot here with a 21.4. Little back and forth at the top there for these first few laps. This group's doing really well. They're staying separated, really spread out.
I've seen a couple of passes out there, but like we talked about earlier, when we're working on qualifying, I don't think any of the drivers are looking to jam anybody up. So if they notice that kart's coming up behind them, they are going to let them squeeze by. We've seen it a few times already early.
Yeah, and our marshal just went out, gave the passing flag. He's also looking to make sure that our racers are having the best opportunity to get this fast lap. Again, they're not racing against each other in pole for position. They're racing for fastest time. Aaron's back up at the top of the 21.28, but it's a very tight spread between first, second, and third. I forgot you're kind of blind.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm looking over here at the projector. It's not working for me. I need some glasses, I think.
All right, Jonathan's been jumping back up there. Really, that top three's been swapping back and forth the whole time here. So, learning that line, finding that extra tenth of a second. Hell, that thousandth of a second, you know.
That's exactly what we saw in the last race. It makes all the difference.
Aaron back up again.
Jonathan back up again.
I'm not even going to talk.
No point. No point.
We're on lap number 7. Again, first two groups so far really smooth. We haven't seen any issues with grouping up. They've just been getting smoothed in. So hopefully they continue that throughout that. It definitely seems to be working. Nice, clean racing.
I'm really impressed because the last 2 years have not been like this.
Got the white flag getting ready to come out. So these racers, last opportunity to throw it all in. Let's go.
I mean, all 7 of these drivers, or 6 of these drivers rather, within 4/10 of a second. It's still tight.
Yeah, you can't ask for any better grouping for karts than that. All right, we're gonna get that checkered flag now. We're gonna see some last lap changes. We'll see. All right, Aaron
back to the top.
21.119. Let's see if that holds. And it held. So Aaron, Jonathan, Jason, CJ, Caleb, and Joe to round out Group 2. Aaron really came through at the end there, got that last lap.
And it's a battle. It's going to be a battle all weekend long between the most fantastic E-Kart racers in the United States are here to win $10,000. So it is going to be a fist fight every single day for these last positions.
All right, so Group 3, final group for our first round of qualifying. We're going to have Colin Grace representing Audubon Harrisburg, Matthew Pickle representing Three Rivers Karting out in Pittsburgh, Nate Groh representing High Voltage Karting out of Medina, Ohio. We'll have Teddy Oates representing Audubon Birmingham. We'll have our hometown guy, Tony Patterson, representing Accelerate Mokina. And then Kyle Moore rounding out the group from Overdrive Raceway, Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm going to watch Kyle. I want to see. He's been every year. I tell you what, driver with the best attitude. Always got a smile on his face. Last year, maybe for like a minute didn't have a smile, but maybe. But generally always a smile on his face, great attitude, driver's driver, really takes care of these guys. So want to see him come out and show out. Really interested to see about Teddy Oates too. I've heard great things out of him out of Birmingham. So just see how they do. Again, we're coming out. Let's hope they keep that spread just like every other race. Again, this is going to be 6 drivers again, plenty of track space. And we'll get them out here and get them lined up. Let you know what's going on. All right.
Group 2 for next race.
There's your boy Kyle.
He does look good in pink.
He does.
I'll say that.
He can pull pink off. I agree. All right. And shout out to the team here at Accelerate Indoor Speedway, putting up with our craziness. But the people we got working it this morning, they love racing. They're our league team here. They love to see great racing, so it's like it's not even work for them.
One thing that we forgot to mention is the top 3 qualifiers on each track get those magical bonus points that could put them over the edge on the last day.
Bonus points are always important. Teddy coming out quick to jump up front. Kyle's holding on the 4th right now.
He's holding on. It looks like Tony, no dust to be shaken off there. It is the home track, so he's sitting there in 2nd.
Might have spoke a little soon. Now he's in 6th.
Oh, well, sorry, guys.
You're done.
Let's not talk about Kyle for a second, as I'm going to give him some time to climb back up the leaderboard, but it is tight at the top, less than a 10th between 1st and 2nd.
Everything's got to get warmed up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, Justin, you're going to see those big lap time changes right at the end. Get the tires warm, get a little extra rubber on the track, but it's a good start so far.
Your boy Kyle just jumped up to 3rd.
You don't speak too soon, you're going to jinx me.
Just did.
But he's making smart moves. He's letting people get around him. That way he's keeping his line clean.
Seen a lot of change almost every lap between Tony and Teddy, jumping back and forth by those little amounts. So, but yeah, I think we've had, knock on wood, we've had a great start versus prior years. So I really love seeing that. We really talked about it during the drivers' meeting. Sportsmanship. Yes, we're competing for 10 grand, but let's have fun while we do it. Really tight at the top there between the. Oh, there you go. Matthew jumped up from Three Rivers Karting.
But if you look out on the track, Matthew has the most open space right now.
Hey, he's racing against himself. He's got open space, nothing to worry about. You do see the groupings here, grouping here, so that is a great point.
Yeah, with Kyle and Colin are really tight back there, but I think Colin's feeling the pressure. Kyle's stuck behind him, so they're kind of messing each other up.
Got the checkered flag coming out, and white flag, so we're getting close to the last couple of laps here. Let's see if they can throw it for the last lap. See what we get for any kind of leadership change here. White flag is out. All right.
Kyle's giving a little extra space to Colin coming into the final lap here. See if he can put it down.
Punt him down, get a nice clean lap. Matthew jumped up, first place. Got a checker flag coming out. Let's see how
He's first place by 0.003 of a second.
It looks like Matthew held on to that.
Yeah, that was a very powerful last
That
lap.
was a great finish. Matthew from Three Rivers takes the lead in that first qualifier, followed by Teddy from Birmingham, Tony from Accelerate, Colin from Harrisburg, Kyle from Overdrive, and Nate from High Voltage.
He's fired up out there.
I like talking about your racer while you're here. I think he did a real clean race.
Yeah.
He's focused. I think he had a real good run.
I think one of the important things to note for the drivers and for people watching at home is it doesn't matter 1st through 6th. in any of these races, we're talking about mere tenths of a second,
Oh, yeah.
splitting this entire field with 8 races on each track. It's still going to be anybody's competition.
Just so everybody knows, we are literally like I could flip Kyle's helmet as he drove past, so you may hear him shouting some stuff at us because he did.
I don't know what that was. It felt like it was intended for the commissioner.
Well, it sounded like he shouted "liar," so I don't know if he's hearing the live stream.
Oh,
I hope
I
not.
don't think he's tapped in to it. That would be a violation of the rules, I think.
Yes. So first set, all done. We got our first race out the way. Now we're jumping to where are we going now?
Going to race number 2.
Yeah, and this switches it up a little bit. So this, we're going to go Group 2, Group 3, Group 1, so it does change it up a little bit. So Group 2, again, it's going to be Caleb, CJ, Aaron, Jason, Joe, and Jonathan. And they'll be pulling out here any second. Again, switching it up a little bit. Breaks the groups up. We'll see how this goes. I see them coming out. They're by the back gate there, so they'll be coming out here quickly. Team's doing a great job of keeping racing going. Little downtime in between. Karts are doing really great. Shout out to the mechanic team here at Accelerate Indoor Speedway. They've done a lot of hard work over the last couple of weeks, making sure these karts are in pristine condition. All right. We are now in the second group of races. Starting with Group 2. Again, we only have 6 people in this group. Let's get them spaced out. You know, taking from what you learned in your first race, apply it to this one.
Well, racing is always a learning opportunity. You're not going to ever have anyone that goes out and says, yes, I do this every single time. Conditions change, especially here, the karts are different, so they're going to have to tweak a little bit. Granted, some people are probably not very happy with where they're at, so they're already going to tweak. So we'll see if we see any improvement from other drivers now, or if we still see the same positioning.
All right, out first with Jason Anderson leading the pack. Aaron's right on his tail. Tell you what, the group's done a good job. They're nice and spread out. I don't see any groupings right now. Karts are handling great. Got a nice little crowd again. If you're watching the live stream and you're local, get out here and watch it live, because watching it on your little screen is not the same as watching it live and in person. We're 3 laps in. Jason still got a lead, followed by Aaron and CJ.
The last time this group was out, Jonathan and Aaron were fighting back and forth. Jason was about 3/10 behind them. Now, Jason and Aaron are at the top. Jonathan's struggling a little bit.
Speak of the devil, Jonathan moves up to second.
There it is.
Say his name, and there you go.
This fight at the top, I think, is going to be tight the whole way through.
So if Jonathan's got any fans at home, you heard that. You just say his name a lot, and he'll be like Bloody Mary. He'll just come from the back straight to the front like a powerhouse.
Oh, big move by Caleb up to second place on that lap. Not to jinx you or anything.
Yeah, I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm going to let you do your thing.
You know, but Jason's still holding tight there.
Yeah, we're looking again, less than 4/10 separating the entire field. I think we're going to see at the end of this that from top to bottom, 1st to 19th, we're well within half a second.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, you're going to have to look at this now because our screen jumped over there for some reason.
I see that.
Get you.
CJ's only 1/100th of a second behind Jason.
I mean, again, you look at the entire field, and like you pointed out, 0.4 of a second separating this entire group of drivers. And it's where that smallest mistake could mean the difference between first place and last place. So it's exciting. So I'll tell you, Jason's, he's definitely been smooth. He's been holding steady.
Jonathan and Aaron are struggling a little bit. They're at the back of the pack on this one.
All right, white flag's coming out. Let's see if Jason can hold out here. Coming around now for this final lap.
I don't think we've seen a single pass this race.
No, they've been nice and spread out. maintaining their own nice clean lines. Checkered flag's coming out, 13. See if he can hold on to it.
Looks like this is how it's going to stand.
Look at that.
Does look
Overdrive, third place. We got Jason at representing Accelerate Milwaukee, followed by Palisades, rounding out the top three, Caleb from Overdrive. Then we have Aaron from Dulles, Jonathan from Manassas, and Joe from pole position. Good race. Love being able to sit here and just congratulate the drivers on their way out.
I'm going to start high-fiving people on the way.
We should get you one of those big foam hands. You can just have it out. Yeah, that'd be great.
Idea. Next year.
If anybody has a foam hand, please,
Yeah, if you
please
could
bring it to the desk.
It's great for today. Later on, you're just going to start getting swatted at.
Yeah, I'm not going to do this during pole race, position racing. I'm not going to deal with that because they're going to be a little angry. All right, so the next group is going to be group 3. This is going to be Colin, Kyle, Matthew, Nate, Teddy, and Tony. So with us switching up the groups a little bit, you know, they're not waiting that full 3 races, you know, so they're coming out a little bit earlier. And then we'll finish with our group 1. So it'll be interesting to see what they learned again on that last race.
It keeps everybody fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of going and getting pulled down and then pulling back into it, you go back out, you're fresh, you know what mistakes you made, you try to improve. It's fantastic.
I'll tell you, I think this is my favorite thing about this year and how we did this format with a lot more racing, because we only had 3 opportunities last year to qualify for each track. So you didn't get as much racing in, so you got cold. So you're continually moving, you're getting racing, you have more opportunities to get that qualifying time. I think the drivers really respect that. You know, it's more opportunities again. So if you have a bad qualifier last time, figure it out, get out there, get that good timing, you know, and really tweak it. So 8 opportunities each track. That's huge.
Yeah, I think the competition's taken a big opportunity to eliminate some of the guys that were complaining they didn't get X, Y, or Z kart during their time, because it inevitably happens as close as we get these karts together. But 8 opportunities to race on each track, 8 different karts, really eliminates that whole thing.
And I'll tell you, Dakota and his team are watching really closely the performance of these karts. If a kart's not performing, it's out.
Yeah, his goal was 2/10.
2/10 for 26 karts.
We go hard.
Yes, you guys do. There's no doubt about it.
Matthew was fired up after his qualifying run last session, so let's see if he can keep that energy and keep the focus and come out here and get another top time.
And I love being able to see the spectators too. You see the drivers are getting with the people that are with them. They're talking strategy where they see. So I love that these racers are bringing out their friends and family. They got that support. It's a really cool environment. Tony's holding first place right now, local Accelerate racer, followed by Teddy, Colin, Nate, Matthew, and Kyle. I like Kyle. Kyle learned from last race. He's out there in the open by himself, not stuck or bunched up.
Sure.
There goes Matthew straight up to third place. Matthew came in the last 2 laps of that last qualifying race and just dominated.
Absolutely.
Got a little tight between 34 and 25.
Which is going to allow 43 to catch up with him.
Might get a passing flag here. Got Justin Barnes on the stand. Former AEKC racers actually competed in the AEKC, but now he's came back to work for us. So he's really tuned into what these drivers are dealing with. He's paying attention. He knows you got to get that fast lap, so he's going to make sure that these drivers are maintaining that separation, looking for opportunities to wave a driver past. Tony's, 5 laps in, Tony's holding it down, 20.993.
Yeah, pretty soundly too. 2/10 over the rest of our qualifying sessions.
Yeah, because I believe our last race, 20.9, somewhere around 20.9 was the winning time for last race, so he's right there. Followed by Colin from Harrisburg, Teddy from Birmingham, Matthew from Three Rivers, Nate from High Voltage, and Kyle rounding it out.
With 8 races, I expect these times to get down to about the 20.5 mark if everything warms up.
Look at that. Jump down to less than 0.3 of a second, separating everybody. Amazing.
It's probably the tightest one we've seen so far.
Coming around, we're on lap 7, coming around to lap number 8. Tony's still holding a pretty good lead. Matthew again. Matthew up to number 2. White flag is coming out. See if Tony can hold on to this lead. And we're going to get the checkered flag here shortly.
Looks like Kyle let Matthew pass. We'll see if that gets him up to first or not.
I think it was too late. He had to sacrifice that lap to get around him.
All right. Tony is going to hold on to first place. So Tony with Accelerate Mokina, followed by Matthew with Three Rivers, Teddy with Audubon Birmingham, Nate with High Voltage, Colin with Audubon Harrisburg, and Kyle with Overdrive. You know, Matthew was really down to the bottom half for a good bit of that. Really did a great job in jumping back up to second place there.
It was like the first race. He was at the bottom, and then the last 2 laps, it really came to him. I think this race, he kind of got hindered because he got close to Kyle, and then he started allowing Kyle's line to affect his. He was more focused on Kyle than what he was doing.
He looks happy coming off with it, though. So.
Well, he should be. I mean, that last qualifying run was a massive boost. And then to follow it up is good again. And then the glare of intensity from Kyle.
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to him about that later. Now, I did talk to Kyle. Obviously, he's coming in as a racer's liaison. He's excited about the heavy class. I'll say that. We talked a lot about that this weekend.
We've gone through many iterations of how we can make this happen. And shout out again to yourself, Mark Bennell, Daryl from Three Rivers Karting, for throwing money in the thing and saying we got to make this happen, and then Autobahn matching as well. You know, the number one complaint we had was that, the heavy driver thing. So giving them an opportunity to at least come out and win some money.
Absolutely.
It's not 10 grand, but you know what? It's what we could put together here, and I think the winner's getting $700 out of that heavy class. So
$700. I fully expect as a fellow big boy that it's going to be that meme of the dude who's like on the 15th step of the podium that's just celebrating harder than everybody.
Right.
Big boys for life.
And
I would be in the heavy class.
we could, depending, we're hoping this goes really well. If it's popular and it works, I expect that we'll look for a way to increase that for next year.
Absolutely.
And I think too, shout out, the drivers that are out there thinking, can't compete against these little kids. They're 13, 14, 15, real little bit. I'm a big guy too, big boy club here too with Justin. You can compete with them. You have an opportunity, and
yeah,
we'll see how it goes, guys. I'm really excited for it. This is group number 1, so this is going to be Aiden, Elise, Alex, Austin, Bailey, Brad, and Brandon. So this is our bigger group by 1. It's a group of 7. Get them spread out.
It's been a minute since Group 1 has raced. They were the first group out.
Yeah, Group 1's kind of been able to sit a little bit.
But Bailey and Austin had a really strong run last time. Elise started out strong and kind of faded at the end. I want to see if that changes and she gets a little bit stronger towards the end versus the beginning.
This is the final race from our second series. We're going to switch it up, and 3's going to be coming right back out. So Kyle's going to be coming right back out after this race. Then 1, then 2. So while they may have had that little bit of gap now, they won't have it this time.
Elise coming out of the gate strong again, second place.
There's Alex. And again, Alex was really quick. I did enjoy watching Alex during practice. I enjoyed watching him all, but he was somebody that really caught my eye.
Especially being a first-time participant.
Yep.
Came out of nowhere in Jessup.
Absolutely.
He beat a bunch of long-time league members to be here and handily beat them. So he's got to have some skill.
Austin's running 4th, our defending champion right now, sitting in 4th place for this qualifier. Elise back up to number 1. And again, I know we talk about certain drivers, but shout out to Elise just from being the only female competing in the Aekc. She was one of 2 that qualified last year and was the only one that competed last year as well. So, you know, it's anyone's race. Doesn't matter. You know, male, female, anybody can race. So I would, you know, tell all of our female drivers out there that are interested in league racing, come out to any of our locations and join. Elise proves that anybody can do it. So Elise and Alex and Bailey have been in the top 3 here, kind of sitting in those positions here.
Yeah, within
19 and 17 are getting a little tight there. Alex took the lead again. But again, you see Elise is behind there. See if we get a passing flag. I think we're going to get a passing flag here, potentially. There it is. Give the pass, give the pass.
That's going to kill both of them for 2 laps at least.
That's going to come out one more time.
All right, let's see if we can get Elise back here. Give that passing flag. Pass, pass.
Oh,
some
there.
I think that was our first contact of the racing here, but
Well, he didn't give up the position on the last lap, so you got to give him a little howdy. I'm back here.
still in the top 3 for Elise. Let's see if she can pull out a clean lap now that she's got open track ahead of her. You got Alex and Bailey holding on that top spots there.
Again, it's unfortunate that Elise had to spin those 2 laps behind him, and there
Well,
it is.
there she put it right in there. Great. All right.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing to get past. White flag is out. Let's see if she can hold on to it. But like you said, we've seen moves every time, so let's see what happens. Checkered flag is out.
I think Aiden's been doing a really good job being a 13-year-old driver out here. He is running his lines a little tighter than everybody. I think if he opens up his line, he'll pick up some speed. But for being 13 years old and coming out here and competing at this level, it's amazing.
All right. So she held on. Elise, followed by Alex, followed by Bailey, Austin, Aiden, Brandon, and Brad.
That was a good response. You know, Elise started strong and then faded through the last qualifying session, and this time she stayed with it, stayed strong the entire run.
Yeah, great run by everybody.
That lap she put down put her almost 0.2 of a second ahead of second place. I think it's probably the biggest gap we've seen.
I think it shows you, though, that like we were talking about being spread out. When you get stuck behind and you can't get that clean line. Okay, Justin, you need to get a little closer to the mic. That's our friendly reminder from over there. Yeah, people all around us telling us what to do.
No.
Next time, 3 microphones.
3 microphones.
That's what it'll be
okay.
next time.
You know what? I think we can invest in that next time. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to step away for just a second. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Let you guys continue.
Yeah, it's a little tight here.
Well, I'm just going to take this.
Yeah, why not? It's all you.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, well, that concluded the second session there. Looks like Group 3 is going to start up the next one.
Yeah, so we're actually one set of group races away from being at the halfway point of our Monaco qualifying. At the halfway point, I think we're going to take a little bit of a break, unwind, talk to some of the drivers, get a rundown from everybody, see how they're feeling.
It's been impressive so far. We'll have to take a look at what the times look like at the halfway mark, but like I said earlier, I think we're looking at probably about a half-second spread between the entire field. So it's as not to put it on the nose, but it is anyone's race coming into almost like you said the first half of qualifying here on Monaco.
And the drivers are pushing hard. They're getting a lot of feedback from everybody here on the sidelines. A lot of their coaching is. They've been focusing really on this first corner here and that back hairpin. I think you're seeing a lot of different lines coming out of the last turn in the long straightaway.
Absolutely.
You're seeing a lot of different lines back there in that first hairpin. And like I said, Aiden's coming out really strong. Youngest driver we've ever had. I think he's driving a little tight. I think you're seeing he's a little nervous, but if he opens it up, just opens up his line a little bit and lets the kart flow through it, he'll pick up a lot of speed.
And I think that could even be a kart differential from using those Storm ZFDs coming into the SLs. These karts do like to be driven a little bit tighter, but a lighter driver is going to need to adjust the line a little bit.
Yes. That tighter line just, maybe because that kart is rotating through the turn a lot easier, so he's keeping that tighter line, but if he opened it up, it's going to give him a lot more exit speed.
100%. Yeah, so it looks like we got Group 3 coming back out. It's going to be Colin, Kyle, Matthew, Nate, Teddy, and Tony.
Already got a little bit of a bunch up back here with Matthew. I don't know who the driver is behind him, but they need to start separating because getting together this early is not a good idea. That's Teddy too. Those two are our fastest people, so we'll see if this ends up messing them up or making them both faster. I don't think that's going to happen, but everything's possible.
Yeah. There you go. You see Teddy giving. He's going to take the room himself. We'll sacrifice that lap and
it's a
get
smart
on to the
move.
next. Absolutely. It's way too early to be bunched up.
First time Colin's been at the top. He's really strong. He's been strong at the previous Aekcs he's been at, but it'll be interesting to see if he can hold these positions because Tony's coming on strong behind him. You got Teddy. Matthews is strong coming late in the qualifying races, so we'll see where he gets to.
Yeah, we're still 3.5 tenths in between first and fourth. A lot of guys having that time coming down. Teddy is putting down a time, 20.946, early in this race, and ready to say that 20.882. That's going to be one of the fastest times we've seen so far.
Definitely, and again, the hotter the track gets, the hotter the tires get, the faster we're going to go. By the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised to see 20.5s, 20.6s in there.
100%.
But again, Kyle and Colin are caught up to each other, and they're kind of just fighting with each other now.
There's got to be at least one.
It's interesting to see how consistent Teddy is. His best lap's at 20.882. His last lap was 20.885. Being 0.003 of a second off a lap previous is amazing.
Absolutely.
And there he goes again, just set another fast time, 20.852.
And there's something to be said about, you're going to find that those consistent drivers, it typically translates a little bit better to the position racing, being able to hold that line, hold your speed. Going even further down, 20.716. Checkered flag is out.
I think Teddy's trying to take pole.
He's well on his way to getting there.
Looks like Matthew's going to be sacrificing the rest of his run. He was trying to keep up with Teddy, follow his line, pick up what he was doing. It didn't really work out for him. So again, you got Teddy, Colin, Matthew, Tony, Kyle, and Nate to round out this qualifying run.
And that's Matthews. Out of the 3 races, that's his worst finish, 3rd place. So sitting in the top half of the group for every race. That's impressive.
Matthew's a little frustrated right now, but again, you're not going to win the race on the first day. Just calm down, focus.
100%.
Don't let those energy highs and lows pull you out of it.
Let's see if we get a death stare from Kyle on the way in.
Just give one back to him.
Well,
That
we
works.
We got something different every single time.
That was pretty impressive how loud that was through the helmet.
Through the helmet. Curious to see if they got picked up by the mics. We'll have to watch the live
I'm
stream
not
back
curious about
after.
that one. We'll just let that one go. That little guy, don't worry about that little guy.
It looks like we got Group 1 coming up next. Is it?
It is Group 1, yeah.
Group 1, fantastic.
So we're right there. Coming out of lane
That's what I
3.
thought. This has been an impressive group. Group
Yes.
1 has put down some incredible times. I think we're going to see someone put up with some of those times that Teddy put up in the 20.7. Could be the first time we see a 20.6 even.
Yeah, we got a strong running. I mean, you have Elise, Alex, Austin, Bailey are all out there really pushing hard, close. You got Aiden. We'll see if he can open up his line a little bit more and pick up a couple tenths there.
Absolutely.
I saw he was over here talking with his team member over here, teaching him and letting him know what he saw. So let's see if Aiden can open everything up and make it happen. Right now I got all the drivers in there checking out their times, talking with each other about what they felt and what they saw out on the track. Group 1 should be getting ready here soon.
And it looks like they're
Yep,
ready to go.
looks
They'll
like
be
they're rolling now.
coming out. This is typically the group that we see get jammed up early. There is an extra driver out on the track in this group, so curious to see if they can manage to keep themselves separated early.
Calling for Group 2, Group 2.
All right, we should start seeing times pop up here soon as they come across this last time. Elise, Alex, and Bailey at the top of the board right out of the gate. Oh, Austin wasn't happy about being 5th last time. Last year at Jacksonville, Austin was really consistent. Like his whole weekend was the same stuff that he did every single day. And I think that might have been the key to what led him to ultimately the victory at the end.
I think we've definitely seen that so far in qualifying and even in practice yesterday is a lot of the same. So I'm interested to see how that translates here on these tracks.
After this.
Passing flag's already out early in this one.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen a microphone try to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah, I'm just going to hang on to the microphone. I know you guys at home can't see that yet, but hopefully it stays put the rest of the time. It's a ground vibration. These guys are coming by real close. And you talk about Aiden
Wow.
at the top. His first time underneath a 21. Leads with a 20.927 in this one.
But you see him coming out of this last turn, he opened it up.
He must have heard you. His team must be listening to the live stream.
Much wider. That looks like a much stronger line. Another fast lap, 20.8. Fantastic drive. I'm really impressed with Aiden being so young. He was a little bit nervous in the media stuff yesterday, but after that it seemed like he calmed down.
Yeah, I had chatted with him yesterday briefly, and he said he was nervous, but that anything can happen, and he wasn't sure what to expect, but I think a boost of confidence here in this race.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Sliding the helmet on settles you down.
Well, there's another fast time there, 20.778, and he's widened the gap over Alex. White flag's going to be coming out any second.
Well, again, Alex is sitting there stuck behind Brandon. They're battling with each other, and they're messing each other up. Coming into the last lap, I don't think they're going to improve at all.
I think we're going to see a change in that when we go over to Le Mans after all of this getting jammed up. I think these teams are going to be talking to each other later in the day.
One would hope.
Bailey and Elise were trading times there for a moment. Only 5 thousandths of a second separate the two of them.
All right, let's see if we can put together that one lap wonder and pull it out here. Or if this is how we're going to end it. This is how it's ending. Aiden with a screamer lap. Austin, Alex, Bailey, Elise, Brandon, and Brad.
That's just fantastic. We've been talking about him all day, saying that he needs to just make some minor adjustments in order to open it up, and he did it right there. I mean, he was at the top for the vast majority of that race.
They say football's a game of inches. Racing is a game of centimeters, because that's really all it takes is a little bit of steering input change, and you've completely changed your entire racing experience out there.
Yeah, I think these guys, I think this is going to be the time that we're finding some of those guys as the carts change. Everyone handles even just the slightest bit differently, that they're constantly making those adjustments throughout the race.
All right, well, I'm going to step out for a little bit and get Donald back in here, and we'll go from there.
Come on, James. Thanks, buddy. See you in a minute. Okay. All right. Well, it's just us now, James.
Welcome back, Donald. We missed you.
Had to go say hi to some of our wonderful vendors. Club Speed just showed up, so I wanted to go say hi to them. That's where Justin's going now.
Fantastic.
Did you almost break the mic?
No,
oh, it's tilting.
It's been trying to attack me this entire time, but we're fine.
Just don't move.
I'm trying
Stay
not
perfectly
to.
still.
It's the ground moving it for me.
All right. Racers are coming out.
It looks like we're looking at Group 2. That's going to round out our third session.
And I'll tell you what, we're generally behind schedule, and Dakota Reed was so happy that we are ahead of schedule.
I was about to mention, we have had not more than 45 seconds, a minute maybe between races. These guys have been flying out today.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these carts are holding up really, really well. Charging very quickly. That's allowing us to get right back on the track. So no downtime, no boredom.
No. We spent so much time in years past waiting, and we've made some huge improvements this year.
All right. Open up with Jason and Aaron. Got Joe with pole position. Caleb from overdrive. CJ with Palisades. Jonathan Manassas.
Hello, Kyle.
Okay. Is that what you're going to continue to do, sir?
We'll just have to put him in the booth at some point.
All right. Aaron's sitting strong up at the top there, 21.15. But Jonathan's right on his tail. Three laps in, Aaron and Jonathan going back and forth. And Jason back in the mix. And Caleb from Overdrive sitting right there at fourth, buddy. We got you.
There he is. I appreciate the shout out. Yeah, these three guys at the top, Jason, Jonathan,
Just swapping
Aaron,
back and forth, yeah.
And it's been a common theme all day long today.
You know, a little over a tenth of a second separating the top three. Oh, sorry, it dropped. Okay, 3/10.
That's, 3/10, but I mean, look at first through third, 0.03 of a second, changing all the time. Obviously, Jonathan with a great time cracking into the 20-second range.
20.832. That's going to be up there with one of the higher times. I think we saw a 20.7.
We have seen a couple. We just saw Aiden lay down a 20.7 in the last race. And I think we'll be talking about him a lot
Oh,
this
yeah.
tournament.
Oh, yeah. And again, Jonathan back up the top there representing Manassas with a 20.8. Followed by Jason and Aaron. Oh, CJ jumped up, 20.703. That might be the lowest.
That's our fastest time so far.
That might be the fastest time of the day.
We've got a couple laps left. Don't be shocked if we're in the 6s here in a second.
Oh, yeah. And Jonathan was able to, keep his 20.8 right now. See if any drivers can break that 20.7 plane. White flag is out. CJ, let's see if he can hold on to the lead.
It's amazing. As the times come down, we've got some of the guys at the bottom of the leaderboard still putting down blazing fast times.
Oh, for sure, for sure. All right, checkered flag is out.
Holding our breath.
I don't want to say anything and jinx it.
Now that'll
All right,
do
that's it. So CJ from Audubon Palisades, 20.703. I think that's our fastest time of the day.
100% our fastest time of the day, and it's only getting faster.
Palisades showing out, Sean. Been great racing so far this morning. Ahead of schedule, which is always fantastic. That was the last of this third series. So now we're going to be moving back into regular order of 1, 2, and 3. So we'll jump back up to Group 1.
Yeah, after Group 1 had a pretty long wait between their first and second, the breaks have gotten significantly shorter.
That mic is attacking me.
It is attacking me. I know half the time you guys can't see that at home, but I'm feeling it. I'm just going to let it rest back here. I'm going to lean back.
All right, so going back to Group 1, we'll have Aiden, Elise, Alex, Austin, Bailey, Brad, and Brandon. I think Elise had a 20.7 something in her race as well, so we'll see if she can drop it down to get where CJ just put down. Blazing fast time on the track.
Yeah, I think one of the big things we were talking about with Group 1, while you were on a break, Justin and I were chatting about how Aiden was just a couple of tweaks from really laying down some fast times. He is definitely the lightest driver, obviously the youngest driver, and was able to lay down that 20.7 in his last race and finish at the top. And he had made just some minor adjustments, and it made all the difference. So we're going to be looking for some of those other drivers, especially in this group, seeing that, to make some of those same adjustments. And
just those small tweaks that you got to make, that you get that extra thousandth of a second, tenth of a second,
absolutely,
wherever race you're in. So
well, we've seen thousandths or even 1,000th of a second be the difference in a couple of these races. Might not matter nearly as much in qualifying, but as we start getting those positions, those times are gonna matter. And we're gonna see how some of these guys finish up qualifying here in the back half. These times are only getting faster.
Oh yeah. So looking forward to it. Like I said, we're doing our full qualifying on this track. We'll take a break. Since we're ahead of schedule, we'll probably be able to get our break in a little bit earlier, and then we're going to come back and we'll be qualifying on the other track. So it's going to be really exciting to see what happens, what these times look like. Got a little bit of a pause here as we get ready for our new group.
Yeah, looks like they're just pulling chargers now, so we should be getting going any second.
Do you want me to talk about it? And just in from Mr. Dakota Reed, going to talk real quick where our current time. So, yeah, so as expected, CJ has the fastest time of the day right now with a 20.703, followed by Teddy with a 20.716, Elise with a 722, Aiden from Memphis at a 20.778. So you really got to be in the sevens. You really got to. But we'll see. Can somebody get into the 20.6 range? But
yeah, I mean, we're looking at About what we talked about a 5/10 difference between first and 19th and best lap. Not a surprise there at all.
And here comes this group out now. I mean, so those drivers that we just mentioned are in this group one, Aiden and Elise, who are in the 20.7 range. So take what they learned on their last couple of races, apply it here. Thank you. All right, so group one is out on the track now. All right. Well, at least for this one, watching everybody, Aiden and Elise, I'm really interested to see if they can compete. They're really up there with those times, so can they find that little bit to get them even closer?
This has been a battle at the top for these guys. Austin, Alex, Bailey, Elise, and then Aiden in the last one.
Oh, yeah.
This race, this group is full of the competitive spirit.
All right. Couple laps into this race. Got a 20.8 from Bailey.
It's early for a 20.8. This could be one of our faster times as well.
Elise jumping into an early second place. Again, morning qualifying, ahead of schedule here, really great. Racers are doing well. I've had an opportunity while I was on my quick break talking to some racers. They're having a lot of fun. They're really enjoying a lot of qualifying versus years past. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how could you not? These guys have raced a ton so far, and it's going to be no change today and tomorrow.
Group's doing a good job about staying spread out. We don't really have any bunching going on.
Yeah, with an extra driver, it's going to be that much more important to make sure you keep your own space.
All right, Austin's jumped into the second place spot with a 20.986. Bailey still holding the lead. Doing a great job. Real clean racing. Bailey jumping up with a 20.770, so he's got himself in the sevens for this race.
And we're about just over halfway through. Really impressed with all of these times. Top to bottom is looking real nice.
Brandon from R1 now in second place, followed by Austin. Bailey still holding on to the first place spot. Again, everybody's staying real clean, getting some great laps in. Alex jumping up into second place with a 20.876. Bailey's still holding on tight with a 20.770.
White flag is out.
Aiden and Elise, down towards the bottom this race, but they put in some blazing times.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and something shocking there. Alex spent the vast majority of this race not able to get it together, sitting at the bottom, and it shot all the way up to second.
Bailey was able to shave a little bit off there at 20.754. Checkered flag is out.
Any last minute miracle
20.679.
There it was.
Bailey is now the leader for lap time at a 20.679. That was a big move.
Huge move. Fastest qualifying time once we're done on each track gets 3 bonus points, and Bailey's hungry for those.
Wow. Wow. That was a great race by Bailey. Really seeing him jump up there. So Bailey, followed by Alex, Brandon, Austin, Elise, Aiden, and Brad. But the story out of that race, a huge 20.679 coming from Bailey out of White Marsh. What a great race. That's going to be the thing to watch now. So Bailey's putting them on notice now. Hey, I'm the 20.6.
100%.
So, we were talking about the sevens being where you need it to be. Sevens are still really good times.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if if Bailey can hold on to that. Bonus points are crucial here.
Yeah, Justin had mentioned earlier, as we get through towards the 6th, 7th, 8th race of the day, we're probably looking at the low 6s, maybe even some 20.5s. And we would not be surprised to see that very soon. We've set basically lap records almost every race that we've seen here as of late.
And coming into Group 2, this is going to be Caleb, CJ, Aaron, Jason, Joe, and Jonathan. There's a lot of changes in this one as well in every race between especially between Jonathan, Jason, and Aaron.
100%.
So it'll be really interesting to see how they get out here, how they perform on this race, and then we'll be at race 3. Then we'll go to Group 3 and round out this series. They should be coming out here shortly, but great race. And again, the story there, Bailey with that huge time.
Yeah, I talked to Bailey yesterday.
All right, so we're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We need to get some water because we've been talking nonstop. So we're going to grab a quick drink, and we'll be back with you here shortly. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Didn't get my water, but hey.
I'm sure it's coming.
Things happen.
It's coming.
All right, this is Group 2 again. Caleb, CJ, Aaron, Jason, Joe, and Jonathan. We had a lot of movement last time, especially in that top 3, so we'll see if we see it again. They're chasing at 20.6 now, so.
Yeah, if you don't think that everybody heard about that the second it happened.
Tell you what, I'm not getting no 20.6 out there.
I'd be lucky to get a 22.6. I'm going to relish in this moment that Caleb's in first place at the moment with a 21.1. We'll see if that hangs on.
Hey, not a bad way to come out close to the 20s on your first lap.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot. We've got a handful of drivers that are putting in some really impressive times. Obviously, Aaron, Jason, Jonathan, these guys are all guys to watch out for, and they're.
I'm glad you got the relish at for the.
I did.
Half a lap.
Yeah, if anybody's watching the scoreboard, you can see that.
But again, we got Jonathan and Aaron up there. Jason down in 4th. I expect to see him jump up here shortly. But you also got CJ in here from Palisades.
Yeah, CJ has put up a great time in his last
heat,
trip
yep.
out.
Three laps in, coming around for lap 4. Currently, Jonathan in the lead with a 21.027. There's your first 20.
Yeah,
Jonathan's got a 20.984.
There's Jason working his way back up into the top 3.
Working away to the top 3. This is what our top 3 looked like before. There's Aaron jumping up with a 9.8 or 9.68. See if we can see CJ. I think CJ made his move later in the race, his last race as well. So he's sitting in kart 23.
Yeah, him and Aaron are jammed up a little bit. He just let Aaron pass.
Yeah, he got the passing flag. So, but then again, get behind the leader, learn his lines, see where that line's at. So, not a bad thing to be behind him.
No, not at all.
Putting that pressure on him, though. He's staying right on the bumper of Aaron.
Sometimes they say that's right where you want to be. We could go either way.
Yeah, if you can anticipate it, if you're following that driver, great way to learn the line. Right now, Aaron's still sitting on top there with a 20.911. 20.762 out of CJ. So
There it was.
coming in out the gate there.
Yeah, it looks like the white flag's working its way.
All right, we're on the final lap. Group is bunched up right here coming into the final lap. All right, checkered flag is out.
4 times in the 20s.
CJ's currently sitting in the lead. See if that holds up.
Well, Jonathan with a quick move right on the last one.
Thank you, though. All right, CJ held on to it.
He did.
So same thing as last race. Kind of sat back, got comfortable, got that one great lap in. That's all you need when you're qualifying. You just need to find that one time.
Jonathan pushed through to grab that 3rd place right as he crossed the last finish line.
Saw Jason coming off there. He was not happy with that race.
Yeah, one
You're
thing I
shaking
can
his
say
head,
too,
so.
watching Caleb, one of the things that he's probably one of the best drivers at is finding space. He's driven, I believe, every single race out on his own island by himself. I'm waiting to see that pay off with an improved time.
Yeah. Hey, tough race. I mean, you look at the time. Those top 4 drivers were all
Yeah, these
super
times are
close, so.
fantastic.
But still, Bailey's still our leader here with that 6, but 6.72, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see if we get other drivers that come into that. We're going back up now, so we are doing.
We should be Group 3. This
Group
should be our
3.
last one before the halfway mark.
So this is Colin, Kyle, Matthew, Nate, Teddy, and Tony. See what we can get out of this race. I want to see some more 6s, 20.6s.
I would love to see some more.
But shout out to the drivers. They've been racing really clean, giving each other respect. Respecting that passing flag, getting out there in the open.
We have seen one bump in what will be our 12th race here that we've seen so far. So very impressive.
All right, and we're out. Here we go. Got your man out there in the pink, ready to rock.
He's hard to miss. Kyle is the oldest driver out there. A lot of wisdom.
A lot of wisdom.
That's what he's here for. He has really enjoyed getting in touch with the younger guys, the first-time guys, and letting them know what the competition's all about.
Awesome. All right, there's Tony representing Accelerate at the top for now.
I did see Teddy right out of the gate there, pulled up to this last hairpin and just stopped. He was jammed up in traffic and wants to start his race out in the open.
And as you can see, he's got clear skies in front of him, nobody to beat him up, so he tried to get a good clean lap in with no pressure. Real smart move.
Absolutely.
All right, Colin's in the lead right now with a 21.039. 3 laps in. All right, there's our first 20 from Three Rivers, 20.970.
And Matthew spent a lot of time near the top of the leaderboard. He is finishing the top 3 his last 3 races. We'll see if he can hang on for the 4th.
Four laps in, going to be coming up on our 5th lap. Drivers are spaced out pretty well. There's a 20.786 from Tony out of Accelerate Mokina, so really great halfway through. See if he can shave a little bit of time off there. So we got 2 times in the 20s right now, 3 times in the 20s. Colin jumping into 2nd place with that lap.
Looked like Tony gave himself a little bit of room. We're just over the halfway mark. See if he can have a strong finish and hold on to first place.
All right, after that lap, still holding the same. Nope, Tony, 20.766, shaved a little bit there.
He's consistent. You can give him that.
It's looking really good. We are on lap number 7 before we hit the halfway mark, and we are nice and ahead of schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Great racing. Really can't do it without the drivers being organized. Final lap. Let's see if any, 20.733 from Colin out of Harrisburg.
Oh, and Teddy, 737. So 3 drivers in the 20.7 range.
I mean, look at those top 3 drivers, all in the 20.7 mark.
Yeah, we've got less
Top
than
4
300.
drivers, top 4 drivers in the 20s. Final checkered flag is out. See if we get any last minute adjustments here. We'll have our final 2 racers coming across. And Colin's going to hold on to it with a 20.733.
Absolutely. Really impressive driving from everybody, but 4 drivers in the 20s, the top 3 in the 20.7s. This is an impressive group.
Yeah, and so that's the halfway mark for our 8 races on Monaco. So we're going to continue racing. I think what we're going to do, though, is we're going to take a quick 2-minute break here, and then we'll be back for the second half of racing.
Looking forward to it.
So appreciate it. Make sure you're sharing this out. We'll talk to you here in a minute. All right, we are back. Little break, little reset.
I feel better.
I do too. I got me a little drink.
Nice to get up out the
A
chair.
lot of excitement on the first half. So again, we're doing 8 races for qualifying for each track. So last year, I think we only did 3 races per track. So more than doubled it. 8 opportunities to get the fast lap, and we saw some pretty fast times for that first. I was hanging over here by our computer where we're keeping track of everything, and all you saw was all the drivers huddled around trying to figure out where did my time put me. And of course, Bailey is sitting on top right now with that fastest time of the day. But I heard through the grapevine that we should expect to see some lower times here towards this second half. So I guess there's some secret things out there. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know what everybody's got planned, but I've heard that too. I've heard we might see some 5s, some low 6s. We got a lot of drivers with 20.7 range times. So this is tight at the top. Probably the top 10 drivers are within less than 1/10 of a second of each other.
Yeah. So now they get a little bit of a rest, thinking about strategize. Where can they improve? I mean, again, we're only talking about small little tweaks and changes to get 1/10 of a second or more.
Absolutely.
Just to make yourself more competitive there. And again, why is qualifying so important? Well, how you're set up in the position races, but also if you're sitting at the top, you get bonus points. And last year we had our top, I can't remember the exact off the top, but our top like 4 or 5 were really close in points. We had a lot of also ties.
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
these bonus points really come into play towards the end here when you're going for the championship. A point can mean the difference of winning $10,000.
I totally agree. And I mean, we've got obviously the 2 tracks, so there are several sets of bonus points to be earned here today. Would not shock me if we see 1 or 2 drivers maybe that are earning bonus points on both tracks. But it is a huge difference maker as we get it, late into Saturday, where, those 3, 2, 4, however many points makes a huge difference.
For this next first part of the series, we're going to go Group 2, 3, 1. So Group 2's got Caleb, CJ, Aaron, Jason, Joe, and Jonathan. I know the last race, Jason wasn't really happy with how he got in that one. I think he was in 4th or 5th. Came off shaking his head, so hopefully he can shake off that race, get back in. We also have CJ who just, boom, ratcheted to the top, like the last lap, coming in clutch at the end there. So I really enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of the same. It would not shock me if you see CJ sitting in that 4th, 5th place as he gets a feel for the track, gets a feel for his kart, and just lets it rip the back half of the race. We have seen him shoot towards the top in the back half every single race he's been in. So I expect a lot of the same out of him.
But he also got Aaron, Jason, and Jonathan that were just bouncing all around the top 3 or 4 spaces. So really good battles so far. Drivers are doing a great job. Again, I want to shout out Accelerate Indoor Speedway out here in Mokina hosting. If you're in the area, we're going to have some great racing for the remainder of today. Moving into position racing tomorrow, followed by our Blues, Brews, and Barbecue in the evening, which I'm looking forward to. And then Saturday is the championship Saturday. Final bit of racing, and we'll give out $10,000 on Saturday.
Group 3, call for Group 3.
That's the best part, as you say, your favorite part of the competition.
I love giving out a check.
Some big checks.
All right, we're back to the racing, guys. Group 2 is on the way out right now, getting spread out. I think for this one, I got my eyes on CJ. I want to see if he can make some adjustments, try to go for that top spot in qualifying.
Absolutely. It's going to be exciting to see everyone getting a little recon lap in. Karts have cooled down a little bit. We had a longer break than usual, so.
And you see him out there scrubbing the tires on that first lap, trying to get those tires to warm up real quick. All right, again, this is Group 2, followed by Group 3, and then Group 1 to round out the first race in the second half of our qualifying on Monaco. All right, time's coming across.
Yeah, it's obvious here. Some of these times starting out a little bit lower for the first cross than we've seen in the last few races, but as those tires heat up, we're going to see them shoot down.
All right, first lap is down. Jonathan sitting in first place with a 21.066. Followed by Aaron and Jason.
We did have a point by pass here with Jason and Joe, it looked like, but seemed to have some miscommunication on when to pass, and it jammed them both up.
Yep. Aaron's in the lead now with a 21.02, followed by Jonathan and Jason. There's your first 20 of this race with Aaron with a 20.992. They're grouping up here. There's another point to pass. That one went a lot cleaner.
It did. That's CJ sitting at the bottom of the leaderboard right now with a 21.6.
But
we've seen that he can go from 6th to 1st or 2nd in one lap. He's just getting a feel for it.
Yeah, he's caught up right here with 11. So him and Jason got real close coming through there. I just don't think he's able to get that grouping there.
Well, it looks like Aaron and Caleb both have about a mile's worth of track in front of them.
And again, that's key to this. I mean, you got to have that space. You're not competing against the other drivers directly. You're competing just to get that fastest lap time. Thank you, Sean. We got some Body Armor pH balanced water.
Fantastic.
Tom Brady drinks it. It's got to be good.
Well, if I could be half the man Tom Brady is, I'm good for that.
All right, we got Aaron and Jonathan both in the 20.8s, followed by your guy, Caleb.
Nice to see. Nice to see. And you ruined it, Donald. There he goes. But times are improving. We're seeing a lot of these guys that are hovering in the 21s start creep their way into the high 20s.
There's Caleb jumped into the 20s, 9.76. So we now got 3 racers in the 20s, final lap.
Two racers in the 20.8, Aaron and Jonathan.
I think this is one of Aaron's fastest times of the day. All right, checkered flag is out. See if everything holds. And it does. We still got.
Nope,
That's it. That was it. Yep. So Aaron was able to hold on to the lead there, followed by Jonathan, followed by Caleb finishing up in third. You had your faith was waning.
My faith was waning slightly.
Jason
Slightly.
from Accelerate, CJ, and Joe.
We didn't see CJ come up the leaderboard like we had before, but he has put down some blazing fast times already today.
I agree. Make some adjustments. Little thumbs up to your driver.
Well, it's hard not to.
I know.
It's hard not to. Does Body Armor need a plug? This water is excellent.
It's really good water. We're always looking for new sponsorships.
No, that's true.
All right, so Group 3 is coming out next. This is going to be Colin, Kyle, Matthew, Nate, Teddy, and Tony.
This is a solid group, too. You got veteran guys. You've got a hometown driver in Tony here as well. So this is definitely a group to watch out for.
Yeah, I tell you, this year, all the drivers are really well balanced. I think all the groups have had a really good, have really good groupings. You know, you don't have wildly different skill sets. The drivers, you haven't had any drivers holding anybody else up. They've all been kind of really competed at that high level. And again, the karts are performing flawlessly. Really great. There are nuances to each kart, but with these drivers cycling through 8 times, 8 chances to qualify. So again, they've already qualified 4 times, coming in for the next 4. Make those adjustments. Try to tweak down
Yeah.
And our group is coming out now, Group 3. Again, this is going to be Colin, Kyle, Matthew, Nate, Teddy, and Tony. The last race, they did group up a little bit. I'm hoping that this group will just stay separated. They've generally done fairly well about not getting grouped up.
They have. And looks like Kyle gave way to the driver behind him to start out in the back.
All right. We'll see if that strategy plays out.
Yeah. It hasn't so far. We're going to find out.
So Kyle's going to listen to this thing at the end of it, and you're going to have some explaining to do.
I only have a couple drivers I can make fun of out here, so we'll take advantage. Matthew's had a really good showing so far.
Oh, yeah. Three Rivers has been showing out. Really great. Dude, Tony, first lap, 20.974.
Incredible.
Again, they're nice and spaced out. That's a quick 20.
It is quick. Right off the bat, and there's Teddy right behind him.
Teddy right behind him out of Autobahn Birmingham. Currently, Tony in the lead with that 20.974. Close second with Teddy. But again, we're only 3 laps in. Should hopefully see some more 20s here shortly.
Matthew is sitting at a 21.0. Nate at 21.1. These times are coming down quickly.
All right, Teddy is overtaken for first place with a 20.913. Followed by Tony from Accelerate, and Matthew rounding out the top 3 from Three Rivers. Passing flag out, but they got a little extended there, so we'll see if they get it again when they come around. Got a 20.8 out of Teddy and Tony.
1,000th of a second between first and second.
All right, we're 6 laps in. Teddy's still sitting in first place, followed by Tony. I'll tell you though, Kyle's strategy did work for him. He hasn't had to compete with any other driver. He's been steadily coming down in his times. 20.643.
That's got it.
I can't remember.
I believe that
it's either
Bailey's
first or
was
second.
a 6.7. So I think that Tony did put down the best time. We'll have to check into that after.
But a 20.643 out of Tony from Birmingham.
White flag is out.
White flag is out. 4 drivers in the 20s. And we're going to get the checkered here. We'll see if that 6.43 holds up. I think you're right. I think it was like a 6.72 was the other one.
Yeah.
Checkered flag. Just got confirmation that is top time right now. Oh, Tony P, 20.643, I'll tell you. Great time.
Oh, did you see what happened right at the end?
What happened?
Did you see Kyle come from last to third?
Kyle Moore, third place.
No, Tony had an absolutely incredible
Here's
time.
what, congratulations to Tony on that, now sitting at the top of the qualifier, but I can't wait to see your boy Kyle come off of here.
Let's see if he yells something, or he's an outspoken guy, I'll say that.
Oh, he's happy about that third place finish.
I think he was looking for a pair of fist bumps, got 0. So,
yeah. Well,
what are you going to do?
So with that, Tony has taken the pole, lead qualifier right now. And he's still got 3 more races to
It's
go.
an impressive
so.
time. It is early yet, and I'm not shocked to see more times in the 6s. It's certainly not the last we'll see.
I was surprised to see more move up the leaderboard.
It's the first time he's done that today. But, like we talked about, every kart has its nuances. I think every kart, is different for every driver, and every driver will find a kart or two that is perfectly aligned with their preferred driving style.
Agreed.
And that's where you're going to see every single one of the drivers find a kart or two that they're really honed in on. But I think you've also got some guys, Tony may be one of them, that can find and adapt to those different karts multiple times throughout the competition.
All right, so with that, this group is interesting because it's going back to Group 1 where Aiden, Elise, Alex, Justin, Bailey, Brad, and Brandon, Bailey was blazing fast on
Absolutely.
that last one. Now has to come up and see if he can take down Tony. Tony, great race.
Fantastic.
All right, so they're coming out here. Again, this is our group that has one extra person. Get separate. It looks like Elise is out front, maybe. Yeah. So Elise is out front. See if she can keep that. They look well spread out. Let's hope that stays. I want to see a 20.5.
I'm ready. It's coming. I can feel it. It's coming. Time
And then
will
the thing
start.
is, Group 3 is going to be right back up after this because the way our group switches.
Quick turnaround. Quick turnaround.
Well, I mean, especially if you're somebody like Tony who just put that in that time, you got it in there, be able to get right back out while you're hot.
Absolutely.
All right, Bailey opens up in the lead over that first lap, followed by Elise. All right, there's Bailey with the first 20. Elise right behind him with the 20. They're staying nice and spread out. We got some early 20s.
Only 3 laps in, separated the top 5 by about 2/10. Typically what we'll end up seeing is one of these drivers just comes away with it. We see those 20.7s, 20.6s.
20.8 out of Alex from Jessup, Audubon Indoor Speedway. So we got 1, 2, 3 drivers in the 20s. Elise is out here by herself though. We got a little bit of in the back there, little tight groups. Alex with a 20.755, followed by Elise and then Bailey. Aiden's joined it with a 20.9, so our top 4 now in the 20s. Alex from Audubon Jessup still leading with a 20.755. Elise has jumped back into second place with a 20.8. Bailey's at a 20.885. And Aiden dropped a 20.944.
I think some of these numbers to look at, Alex is running in the 20.7s several laps. His last lap still in the 7s, not as fastest, but very consistent through this race.
All right. We're going to be finishing up here. White flag is going to be coming out. See if these drivers can get it on the last lap. Elise coming around in her own world right here. No drivers around her, which is great. That's where I would want to be. Little tightened up between here. And Brandon from R1. Bailey, 20.686.
That's still going to be a little bit off of his fastest time. It's still impressive.
But Brandon out of nowhere.
He really did come out of nowhere. Just managed to edge past Alex from Jessup.
Checker flag coming out.
See if there's any changes, but 4 drivers at 20 points, in the 20.7s or better.
All right. And Bailey takes that one, followed by Brandon, Alex, Elise, Austin, Aiden, and Brad. So I just got the, where our, am I good? And we're getting ready to put up the current qualifier results as it stands right now from the last race. I'm going to bring it up on the screen here momentarily. Yeah, this is overall so far. What a great race. A lot of changes there at the end. Brandon from R1, man, jumping out there out of nowhere is great. Bailey holding on. Bailey's been quick. But Alex and Elise right there. Everybody was close. It was just a very tight, close race. But right now, Tony Patterson is sitting at the top with a 20.643, followed by Bailey Tolson with a 20.679. So look how close that is.
Right.
Then you're going to CJ with a 20.7. Teddy Oates with a 20.703 for CJ. Teddy Oates at a 20.716. Elise rounding out the top 5 at a 20.722. Going into 6, Colin Grace, 20.733. Aiden with a 20.778. So those are all the, just the top 8 places. Super tight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're talking 1.5 tenths.
Exactly.
Separation.
I'm excited. Group 3's coming back out. And again, this is going to be Colin, Kyle, Matthew, Nate, Teddy, and Tony. So Tony's coming right back out. He's already leading. But it's very tight. So you can't come out here and just rest on that time. He's going to want to come out. He's going to want to drop a tighter time. So we're going to be doing Group 3. Then we're bringing out Group 1. So they're not getting a ton of rest either. And then we're going to do Group 2. So really fast times right now. But again, Tony Patterson right now sitting on top of Monaco with a 20.643. This is one of my favorite changes this year, is just being able to get this data as quick as we are to be able to give these results for the people at home watching.
In real time. We're feeling it in real time.
Each year I think we get a little bit better, more like a real broadcast.
Absolutely. Now once we get picked up by ESPN, we'll be good to go.
All right, so here we go. Everybody's nice and spread out. I want to see Kyle get the top 3 again.
It's exciting when it does happen.
How's it going, Mr. Dakota Reed? I see smiles, and he usually doesn't smile.
Thumbs up. The thumbs up is always.
All right, Teddy's opening it up. Teddy's opening it up again with a 9.73 right out the gate. First lap around. Followed by Colin and Tony from Mokina. Colin's jumped up. So 220s early on out of this group.
Yeah, only 6 thousandths between Colin and Teddy here. This group is tight already. We haven't seen a spread this short, but Matthew from Three Rivers coming up 20.861.
He's been driving real consistently.
He has.
There's Teddy jumping back up with a 27.58.
Yeah, you can't speak for more than a second before somebody changes the lead here.
It's exciting.
Yeah, the top 3, top 4 in this race is about as consistent as you can ask for out of this group.
Waiting to see from Tony, he led the last series, got the fastest time. There he is. 20.603.
That's even faster than his last.
That is even faster than last time.
And with only 3 thousandths off of a 5, it's coming.
Yeah, his last one was 6.43, so he dropped a ton of time off there. So right now we got Tony, followed by Teddy, Matthew, Colin, Nate, and Kyle. Last race, Kyle was a late bloomer. Let's see if he can get back up there.
Now we're about halfway through this one so far, and Tony, for the second race in a row, has put up the fastest time. It's just incredible to see. He is the home track racer here in Mokina, and he's showing why right now.
He's fast. We're 6 laps in. No change to the leaderboard right now. Top 4 drivers in this heat in the 20s. Nice and spread out, very consistent from everybody. We're going to get the white flag. White flag is out, final lap.
I don't know what I saw there.
Huh?
It seemed like we had a driver put their hand up, seemed to have some concern with one of the karts out there, but then he took off. Tough to say. In qualifying, it could go either way.
Yep.
We had guys that accidentally leave their foot on the brake. But we're so late in this race here. See if it had any impact.
Exactly, and checkered flag is out. Looks like Tony is going to hold on to this with a 20.603. Amazing speed. So 20.603 is now the new first place, still held by Tony. Rounding out the top 3 in this race is going to be Tony, Teddy, and Matthew. I mean, as close as he's getting there, I think we're going to see a 5 out of him soon.
I think we'll see a 5 as well. I think one of the things that we spend a lot of time talking about, we talked about it earlier today, is the home track driver struggling to find success at their home track. And I think Tony gives one of the best chances we've seen so far at a guy who can really hold his own on his home track with some of the best in the country traveling here. And he's showing why he belongs here.
The big difference here, though, too, is that we're racing backwards for the entire series, which has been different. We don't do reverse racing generally, so doing the whole way, and all the drivers having to learn that reverse style. So great time out of Tony. We're going to be going to Group 1. No. I think we're jumping that was Group 3 that just came out, right?
Yep.
Oh, no, we are going to Group 1. So this will be Aiden, Elise, Alex, Justin, Bailey, Brad, and Brandon. All right. So, again, qualifying, we're moving through pretty quickly. Our afternoon's going to be spent on our Le Mans track. Should have our racers coming out here shortly. Officials are headed back out to the track. Again, can't talk enough about that. The fast times here with Tony and Bailey in the top 2 right now. But Bailey coming out in this race, you want to chase that.
Absolutely.
You want to be in the 6s again. You want to compete for that first place spot again. Bragging rights plus some bonus points. Really good place to be.
Yeah, the bonus points are going to be, like we said, a huge deal. Could be a game changer as we get into late Saturday. But really no reason to believe that Bailey and Tony don't continue to go at it, shaving time off of what are our best 2 times so far. But it's been exciting to watch thus far, and curious to see how many other drivers we see start to creep into the 6s.
Well, I've been watching these races, and the ones that are not racing or not in the next group have been over here trying to watch the race, see if they can get anything. seeing what those fast racers are doing. You should be watching Tony figure out his line.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. He has got this track figured out in reverse. Again, like you said, not a format that he's familiar with driving, and so that has made this competition, if not even more competitive, throwing a wrench in the competition for a driver that knows this track like the back of their hand.
All right, see some camera people moving, which means our drivers are getting ready to enter the track. Seems to be a little confusion going on in the back here. We'll see what they got going on.
I think maybe just a quick numbers adjustment and they'll get them back out.
But again, kart's been doing really well. Timing system doing fantastic. Thanks to our sponsors, Kart One, Club Speed, Timing, Proforma, Gallagher Insurance, really appreciate it. Viewpoint cameras. All these drivers get the viewpoints. Videos of all their awesome racing. And we're out here again, Group 1. Watching everybody here, but interested to see if Bailey's going to get back up there and compete for that real low 20.603. And they're going to get a couple of free laps here, it looks like. There we go.
Yep.
Little technical difficulty, but we got it going now.
Nobody ever complained about a couple extra free laps.
No. All right, here we go. We should start getting some times in. All right. Opening up 320s in the first couple of laps here. 20.84, 846, 847 for the top two.
It's close. It's less than 100 of a second between first and third.
5 out of 7 are now in the 20s out of this heat. This is a fast group. .803 out of Alex. Alex was sneaky fast in practice yesterday.
Yeah, he was my driver to watch out for. He's showing it right now.
Here's your first 7 of the group, 20.791 out of our reigning champion, Austin from Need to Speed, followed by Alex and Elise.
Now 6 of the 7 drivers underneath that 21 into the 20s. And Brad in 7th place, right on the verge of a 20 himself.
.639 out of Elise.
That's going to be her
best time. That's going to move her up. That's going to be in the top 5 for sure. Great time. Bailey jumping up there with a 20.630, followed by Elise at 20.639, with Alex and Austin close behind. Again, really tight racing.
And still a very good spread
on
the track of the racers. Nobody's had any traffic so far.
Yeah, we've had no passing, no nothing. Everybody's just out there hitting it. We're coming up on lap 7, coming around to 8. Very consistent. Oh, at least jumps up with a 20.616.
That's going to be second place so far.
Yeah. Unofficial results for those, but I was
They're
just
all
told Major it's
unofficial
unofficial.
right up until the end.
All right, final lap. White flag is out. 20.585 out of Bailey. That is the new number one.
Fantastic. Got some cheering out in the crowd.
Wow.
Some Bailey supporters out there.
Our first 5 of the series. But still, Elise's 20.616, Austin 6.87. These are all strong times.
Absolutely.
Tony's next to me here, shaking his head. He now has to chase that.
Tony's got a little extra work to do. That's okay.
All right, so Bailey's going to hold on with a 20.585. That is our new leader.
Incredible time.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible.
What a time. What a time. They said it was going to happen, so.
Yeah.
That's
Justin
amazingly
had
fast.
predicted earlier. He knew the 5s were possible.
So yeah, I know Justin took a break, but he's missing some great races.
My goodness. And he doesn't want to hang out with us. Unbelievable. Oh, there's a shocked, there's a
Hey,
shocked
Kyle.
expression from Kyle.
Kyle, you going to go for that 20.585? 19.
Oh, he
I-
wants a 19.
I like
okay.
that. I'm ready, yeah. So we're going to pop up some unofficial results up onto the screen here. Couple races behind, but as it stands now, Tony was in the lead at 20. You want me to keep going? You can see that. Yeah. So this the current what you're seeing on screen is a little bit behind. Couple races. These are going to shift because we'll have Elise and we'll have Bailey up there in the top. You can take a look at our most recent standing that is up on the screen. But we'll have some updates here soon because we had some big changes on that last race.
A number of changes.
Really impressive driving. See if we can get some people pushing the limit there. Tony's going to have to come out, and you know he wants it back. He was just
He's
standing
ready,
there, and
yeah.
but he had a big smile on his face. He couldn't believe that it came out that early.
I think this is one of the big things that we've seen is just the support of the other drivers. They take first place from you. It's a game to get it back, and you know everybody's been enjoying each other and rooting each other on, and you know that's something that we have seen. It's not new. We've seen it every year, but just great to always see the camaraderie of all of these guys. We had Arcade Olympics last night. Got to do a little bit of team building, and everybody was involved last night. I got a chance to see that, and you know these guys are all good friends now.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of these guys will see each other in the future.
All right, our next set of racers on the way out, getting those tires scrubbed and warmed up. All right. As we can continue qualifying on Monaco. This is going to be our Group 2. Caleb, CJ, Aaron, Jason, Joe, and Jonathan. Jonathan on his first lap, a 20.825.
Off to a hot start. And not unsurprising, he's done this almost every race.
Oh, yeah. He's been quick. But with that 20.5 sitting out there, got some work to do. Let's go. All right, we got 2 racers in the 20. Jason came in. He wasn't really happy with his last couple of races, so you know, I think he's coming off to a good start on this one. Nice little reset.
Absolutely.
Followed by CJ, Aaron, Caleb, and Joe. They got a good spread going on. Everybody's in their own little thing here. There's your boy Caleb jumping up to 3rd.
Yeah, he's had his last couple of races. He's really been able to find his groove with some of these karts, and it's showing right now. But Jonathan with a 20.7.
Final call.
20.663 from Jason.
Final call, group 1.
I've been really impressed with this group. I've been impressed with all of the groups, but in every single one at the top half, you're going to see some incredibly fast times and guys that have, again, been so consistent all day today.
Oh, yeah. So top 3 right now in this race, Jason, Jonathan, and Aaron. We are 6 laps in, 20.641 from Jason, followed by CJ with a 20.663, Jonathan with a 20.724, and 5 of the 6 drivers in the 20s right now.
Looks like Jason and CJ kind of going at it a little bit on the track, kind of catching up, taking off. So
oh yeah,
it really shows how each driver is faster in their own section.
We're 7 laps in, getting ready to come up on lap 8. This one we have 3 drivers in the 20.5 flat out of CJ from Palisades. He is our new leader.
My jaw almost hit the table because now all I'm thinking about is when are we going to see a 20.4?
We could see it here. CJ's got another lap and a half to go. What a fast driver. White flag is out. We're going to get the checkered flag. A 20.5.
Oh my goodness.
Checkered flag is out. Jonathan jumped into second place with a 6.34, followed by Jason. And I think CJ's going to take this one. 20.5. CJ from Palisades, sneaky fast.
Oh my goodness.
Current leader on Monaco.
I could not believe when that number came across, was not expecting something that in reality is such a huge difference from the 5.85 that we saw from Bailey. Almost, I mean, nearly a full tenth faster. It's just unbelievable.
Just shows you how talented these drivers are.
Absolutely.
I mean, great race, guys. Drivers are excited. Jason was happy with that finish top
Absolutely.
3. You know, he was at the bottom half from his last ones.
You got Caleb giving me the old shoulder shrug.
But when you look at those numbers, where Caleb was at.
I mean, we're talking about, again, 3-4 tenths between the top and bottom of these leaderboards. It's, you know, when you, even if you're in 19th place at the end of this qualifying, we're right off.
Oh yeah,
we're right off.
So here's the fun part: Group 1's on the way back out, where we saw a huge battle with Elise, Bailey, Aiden was in the mix, Alex was in the mix. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there, and then we should get Group 3 after that, which would bring back out Tony. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a back and forth through all the rest of the sessions. There's going to be numbers competing. We will likely, I say likely, we may get to a point where we don't see any pole changes, but as these drivers get faster, putting up 20.7s, 6s, and then obviously
20.5.
The doors open for 5, the doors open for 4.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. Little downtime as we got Chargers going. Emil, what was that? Oh, the behind the scenes stuff. You got to keep Emil happy. He's working the screens, keeping this live stream running for all of us.
Emil's got a job I don't want. I like this job.
I do like this job. We get to sit here. People bring us drinks. Might be some time for some barbecue here soon from Victory Lap upstairs.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you though, I'm really excited to see. I mean, I know Bailey wants it, so see if he can break that 5. That's a hard number, but I think they can do it. It'd be really great to see a 20.4 something come out of here. But I mean, look at that. When we get the official results updates, you look at the top 3, 4, 5 drivers. Yeah. Super tight for this.
Yeah, we're looking at all 5s and a couple of low 6s in the top 5. It's impressive. It's impressive, and it's early. Still, we still have a handful of sessions left on this track here, and like you said,
and then we still have the other track to do. We have 8 sessions on the next track, so
Hopefully a very similar showing out on Le Mans this afternoon.
yeah, Le Mans got a little bit longer straightaway, so I think we're going to see definitely probably see some lower times on that one for sure. This track a little bit more technical, but great showing by the drivers so far.
Yeah,
and I've been kind of looking around, seeing as drivers are around, and I'm seeing smiles. Drivers are, I think, enjoying it,
How
having
could you
a good
not?
time.
It is a great time. It's great for us in terms of the competition. It's great for the drivers. The spectators that are here seem to be having a great time. We're going to have some additional track owners out here today to root on their drivers. So, yeah,
If they're listening to the live stream, where are you guys at?
I was going to say,
Just me and James been hanging
if
out,
you're at
which is not a bad thing.
If you're
but
not local, quick plane ticket. I did it. You did it.
get in a car and drive. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. We got days left
Days.
of competition. You are not too late to come out.
All right, back gate is open, which means we should see drivers here soon. Competition has been great so far. Super tight, super tight.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see once we get another set of unofficial results, just the spread, like I've talked about, the entire
Ooh.
competition.
Yeah, it's really interesting because we're on this one. I'm reading it, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3 on this round. So this is a big gap for 3.
This happened to Group 1 at the beginning.
Yeah, so looking at Tony to defend, he wants to get back there. We've been watching it, but that was on 3.
Yeah.
There's a big gap because he's going out last in this series, so he's going through a full series. Big sit. But we're going to see Group 1 come out. They've been excited. All the groups have been exciting, but we got a number of people that have been competing in that for those top.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Elise, Bailey, Alex, Austin, all of these guys are in true contention for the first place position here.
And the crazy part is anybody can have it. You just need that one lap. That
You really
one
do.
lap in the series.
We saw that right there with 20.5 flat. It was just leaps and bounds against any other lap we've seen so far.
Oh, yeah. All right, drivers are out from Group 1. All right, let's see what we can make happen here. Get our first laps as they come across here in just a second. See where we open up at. Opening up with 20s. Elise first lap out, 20.797. 3 20s on the first lap so far. 4 20s.
My goodness.
It's going to be a fast one.
It's going to be a fast one. This race will be over in 3 minutes. Elise still putting up faster times, 20.710.
I got a
Already
nice little
knocking
pass
on the
there.
door.
Drivers are well and spread out. So right now we got Elise just put in a flat 20.7, followed by Bailey at a 20.8, Alex at a 20.9, Austin 20.997. Again, really quick here.
Look at, we got second
Brandon jumping up.
through fifth in 20.8. Elise at 20.7 by herself at the moment.
Really great racing, really clean racing. They're nice and spread out. Brandon's been sneaky fast. He jumps up there.
Actually, we're watching
20.652.
and we're watching Elise catch up to Alex here on the track. We're going to see if he may need to let her by. She's putting down the fastest laps we've seen out of her so far.
She's been doing really well from a qualifier standpoint. Alex jumping up. Brandon jumping up. Another, Bailey's at a 20.672, so we got 2 drivers in a 20.6 range.
Quick pass here from Aiden. he was jammed up. We may see him move up the leaderboard here
Starting
at
to
the
see
end.
a little tightness up here with Elise and the driver in front. 6:21 though. It's not slowing her down.
It seems like every single lap she has set a new best in this
Yeah,
in this
she just
race.
keeps driving it down. I agree. Our 5 out of 6 all drivers in the 20s on this race right now. Alex, 20.596 out of Elise. Great job. Brandon, a flat 20.6.
Yeah, this top 5, top 7, top 8 is constantly fluctuating.
All right, white flag's getting ready to come out. Elise is right on his bumper. 20.589. So again, she's got one final lap here to see if she can get it any lower, but she's in good territory there with the 20.589.
Checker's out.
Here's the checker. .589, I think, is going to stand.
Really, really impressive.
We're going to
showing
see as
from her.
they finish across the finish line, make sure there's no last-minute jumps. All right, so, yeah, Lisa's going to take it with a 25.89. Great race, great race. Yeah, these drivers.
Well, that puts our third driver in
Tell
the
you what,
20.5.
Elise, followed by Brandon from R1. We had all of our drivers. I think all of our drivers were 20.7 or below. So
Yeah,
that was a
an
quick
impressive
race.
run. Really impressive.
We're gonna go to Group 2, which is gonna be Caleb, CJ, Aaron, Jason, Joe, and Jonathan. And Jason had a really, really strong showing last race.
He did.
So
He did. He came off. You can tell how the drivers are feeling about their performance. A couple races prior, Jason came off feeling a little disappointed, but came off real excited in the last.
I'll tell you
race.
though, Tony's been sitting here just watching these guys drop these times down lower and lower.
He's not getting his chance to get out there. He's looking forward to the next race.
I know.
When he gets a chance to come back out.
I wonder if he's still smiling. Because he's smiling on that first one, but then we've
Yeah.
had 2 or 3 lead changes since then. So I'm excited for Group 3 when they come out because I know he's going to be hungry. He wants to put himself back on top.
Absolutely.
So I'm wondering if he's got some tricks up his sleeve that nobody knows about. But go ahead. Yeah, we're right here, number 2. So we are in race 2 of our 7th series. We'll have one more series after this. So right now it's crunch time for this track because the drivers are jockeying now because you get done this series, Group 1, they have one race left.
Right.
They're actually going to, it's exciting though because they're going to finish us out, but they got one race left. So you really have to say, okay, where am I at now? What do I have to do to move up? But right now we got Group 2 coming out. Again, we got Caleb, CJ, Aaron, Jason, Joe, and Jonathan. Group 2's been, I keep saying this group's been great. They've all been great. It's hard to say, one over the other. They've all been racing
Absolutely.
strong.
There have been jockeying for that first position in every single group.
All right, so we're getting around here now. See how quickly we hit the 20s.
Pretty impressive start for Aaron there, 20.696. So how fast do we get to the 20s? How about right away? 20.696 from Aaron.
Aaron came out strong with a 20.696.
I think that is our strongest first lap that we've seen. He's not messing around. He is hungry for another victory.
He needs another $10,000 check.
God, if only I had $10,000. I'm going to come compete next year.
So Aaron, followed by Jason, who had his strongest showing last race out, and then CJ, who's been a killer as well. Top 3 right now in this race are in the 20s. Been great racing. Caleb put it in a 20.824. Nice strong number.
That's going to be his best one so far.
20.667. So Aaron shaved off a little bit more there.
And Jonathan, another 8.24, tied with Caleb for second. First time I've seen a tie so far in any position.
I agree.
Still got a decent amount of space out on the track. Everyone's in their own little world right now.
Yeah, we're nice and spread out. Nice pass back there. That's Aaron. Hot on the tail.
Well, see, and you've got Jason. He let Aaron pass, but he's going to stay right on top of him. See if he can make up some time here.
Follow that line, but also putting pressure on that front driver. Be interesting to see what happens on the way back. Jonathan jumping up in the second place with a 20.72. Caleb holding strong in third. Aaron, 20.603.
Well, and there's Jason moving back up into third. He did gain some time following Aaron on that last lap.
All of our drivers now in the 20s.
Common theme at this late. That's what we've seen pretty often.
There goes Aaron, 20.576. I think he's chasing that 25.5.
That's coming.
Followed by Jonathan and Jason, CJ, Caleb, and Joe. White flag is out. 20.573 from Jason, overtaking Aaron, who has at a 20.576 last lap. Let's see what happens.
You follow the line, and that's what you get. It works out sometimes.
20.473. Wow.
Excellent.
Jonathan from Manassas, 20.473.
We were wondering when it was coming.
Holy smokes. Now our leader at a 20.473.
The crowd that has developed around this table here is incredible. Checkered flag.
And you heard the audible from everybody. So Jonathan from Manassas out of nowhere, a 20.473, now sitting on top of the leaderboard. You know what? And you're doing that. You got one more series left, so holy smokes, you're getting a little fist bump. Great racing. All the drivers right here. So we get fist bumps now.
Yeah,
the tone's going to change over the next couple of days.
Yeah, we'll see what happens after we get to some position racing, if we still get some fist bumps.
We're the announcers. We can't do wrong.
Yeah, I didn't
We talk good about everybody. See him coming up. He's happy about that. Man, all right. So I'm excited about this race because Tony's back.
How could you not be?
Tony's in it. He's had to sit here and watch it just crumble. The numbers drop.
I think unofficially, obviously, all we have are unofficial results right now. But since Tony set
3 lead changes, 4 lead changes,
at least
had to be 3 lead changes.
At least we have seen some impressive racing. I know he's been just itching to get back out on the track. So,
20.4, man, wow.
It's so funny. Every time we look to get to a new time barrier we're trying to break, nobody
they destroy it.
They fly right by.
Why open the door when you can kick it?
You know what? I heard what Kyle said earlier. Who's to say we can't see a 19 out here, right? I'm going to set that bar out there.
He was being facetious.
It did feel like he was a little
He
sarcastic.
likes the challenge. He does like the challenge. I think, I don't know. We'll see what Tony can do out here. Teddy's on this one. We got Colin, who's been quick. You know, this is anyone's race. So you just got to put down that one fastest lap, field the card out. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of the gate. Do we see 20s right out the gate? Because it has seemed that the races where we see those records, drop, and they've gotten out to a really early start with a really fast couple of first laps.
Absolutely. Yeah, we saw 20.6 from Aaron in that last one, and just a sign of things to come.
All right. So here it is. This is our 7th series of today. They'll have one more chance after this, so they need to really take this seriously as we get closer to the end of our Monaco qualifying. Your boy Kyle's out in front.
He is out in front. He does like having the space, whether it's front or back. He's found himself by himself the duration of all of these qualifiers.
Love it. All right. Let's see what these first laps tell us. .780 out of Tony on the first lap. Our only 20 out of the first group was Tony, so he's focused, ready to come out and see what he can do. Everybody's nice and spread out. Teddy's jumping in with a 20.892 in second place. Tony chipping away, 20.701.
Yeah, I was looking at Colin there, getting a feel for his card. He's starting to climb the leaderboard as well. We've seen him near the top on many occasions today.
So right now, Tony, Teddy, and Nate rounding out the top 3 in the 20s. Really great racing right now. 4 laps in. Tony's still in the lead at a 20.701. Colin, Nate from high voltage, a 20.571. Teddy, a 20.600. Tony in third at a 20.701. Big jump there.
Just out of nowhere, 3 drivers put up huge
Somebody
times.
found the line. Six laps in, coming up on lap 7. Nate from high voltage still holding the lead in this one. Tony's moved into a 5.98, so second place right behind Nate, followed by Teddy. Teddy not too far behind at a 20.6. Seven laps in, we're going to be getting ready to come down for the checkered flag. White flag is out. And I got some unofficial results that'll be coming up. Tony P, 20.542.
Well, Kyle put down a 20.724 there. That's going to be his fastest of the day.
Great racing. And Tony's going to take this one. So I got some unofficial results of our current qualifying before we go into the last series. Jonathan Rumpel in the lead, 20.473. CJ Arabia, 20.5. Jason Anderson, 20.573. Aaron Luke Ramos, 20.576. Bailey, 20.585. And Elise, 20.589, followed by Brandon Pavo at a 20.6. Tony Patterson, 20.603. Austin Partello, 20.609, and Alex with a 20.624. Now, that's not taking into account the last 2 races that have happened.
Yeah,
So this is the most official we've gotten right now.
We'll
but
see guys like
holy
Tony moving
smokes.
up.
Yeah,
And
Tony's definitely going to move up a little bit because he got into a 20.5s there. But, I mean, gosh.
that was a lot of emotion coming off of that race there.
Yeah.
Kyle shouted that he loved us. That felt good.
He's a very emotional guy.
Matthew seemed a little frustrated. He did come in 6th, but he's had some really great times so far.
Yeah, I mean, really great times, and that 20.473 is crazy still. All right, so here's the big part now, guys, is we are now in the 8th race of this series. We are going to kick it off with Group 2, which is going to be Caleb, CJ, Aaron, Jason, Joe, and Jonathan. And, CJ and Jason and Luke and Aaron Ramos, they're all up there in that top 5 So this could be a nice tight race. This is their last chance, though. They need to come out, and if they have any tricks up their sleeve, this is the time to do it.
This is the
so
time.
We're going to do 2, and then we're going to go back to Group 3, which was just out. Tony will get his shot again. And then it's Group 1 that finish us off, which will be Aiden, Elise, Alex, Austin, Bailey, Brad, and Brandon. So
talk about a star-studded group today. That Group 1
we're going to go back to, we're going to bring up the sheet on screen. Now, again, this is unofficial qualifying results, which is where we stand right now. But that should be coming up on your screen here now. And again, unofficial. This is, you know, a race or so behind. But, you know, I can tell you, undoubtedly, Jonathan does currently sit at the top of that 20.473.
No question.
And you can see, look at the grouping. Oh, I forgot you're blind.
Yeah, sorry.
You can see the tight grouping in that top 5, really the top 10. How tight it is. This is the opportunity for these drivers to come out. They've gotten 7 races before here, so again,
yeah.
If you got something left in the tank for Monaco, let's go ahead and put it out there. And then we're going to be taking, you know, a little bit of a break. We're going to go feed these drivers. They've been here since early this morning. They're hungry.
I'm hungry, to be completely honest with you, and I haven't even exerted not 1 ounce of energy today.
I think talking does. I don't know. We'll see what the Apple Watch says. I think it does. You know, does burn some energy.
I should have just put it on my jaw. We would have been good to go.
But again, the standings you see on the screen now, unofficial. Been some great racing. Jonathan decidedly in first place right now, but he's got people nipping at his heels.
Yeah, the amount of 20.5s, low 20.6s we've seen, it's gonna push the top 10 really into probably a 1/10 spread.
And it's going to be interesting because Jonathan is in the first group that's coming out here with Group 2. So
does it get better?
I mean,
we could certainly find out.
This is his last opportunity to, if he wants to take any time off of there, because, you know, again, CJ's right on his tail at a 20.5. So last opportunity to put down this track. You know, you got to feel pretty good, but you know everybody's nipping at your heels. There's a lot of great racers out here. So I hear some noise. Might mean we got drivers starting to move.
Back gates open. And they are on the move.
All right,
We're ready to go.
Guys, this is Group 2. I'm telling you, I'm keeping an eye on everybody, but I'm watching Jonathan. He's our leader right now. Can he make some moves? The shave down is already impressive time.
See, you'd think you hit those times and you go, it doesn't get any better than that, and then it does.
I'm sure he realizes there's somewhere he can shave something off of. So, all right, guys, here we go. We are in our final series, our final race of this series. Group 2 out on the track. Again,
calling Group 3, final race on Monaco Group 3.
all right. See what these times look like out of the bat here. I want to see these 20s come out on the first lap. Indicator of good things. .9 out of Jason. .8 out of Jonathan. So got 2 20s on that first one, Jason and Jonathan, followed by Aaron at a 21, almost in the 20s. All right, guys. Again, this is our last racing of this series. Last opportunity for this group to put down their fastest time. Group 2's out right now. Then we'll have Group 3 coming back out. And again, we're going to finish it out with Group 1. .844 right now. Jason in the lead. You getting some secret squirrel stuff over there?
I got some secret squirrel stuff. Tony just came up here, said he's so close, and that to keep an eye out on him in his last race. He feels he's got a trick up his sleeve.
All right, well, I'm really interested to see. He's up next in the next heat. So right now our top 3 guys in this one are in the 20.8s.
And this is the first one we've seen in a while with some groupings bunching up.
Well, it's interesting. You think we're in that final now, so final race on this track. 20.7 out of Jonathan. You might be a little bit more aggressive in this one to give yourself that space.
Absolutely.
But got a little pass there. 20.693 out of CJ from Palisades.
Yeah, it looks like Caleb's given up some room here. He had a couple of guys come up onto him. He's in 6th now. We'll see if he can get a little bit of room.
6 laps in, coming up on lap 7. CJ currently in the lead out of Audubon Palisades. Caleb at overdrive, 20.609. I think that's his best time of the day.
A little bit of room, I guess, will do a lot.
Great time out of Caleb.
Yeah, we're starting to see some of these drivers who have been sitting towards the bottom of the leaderboard start putting up some of those top times.
With 8 laps in, 20.407.
Oh, and
Jonathan out of Manassas.
Jonathan opening the door for a 3. Something we did not talk about earlier today.
Wow. What a time. White flag is out.
He has really found his perfect driving line on this track.
I'll tell you, 20.407. Fastest time of the day. And he's on final lap. Checkered flag is out. Let's see if this holds up.
And why wouldn't it?
Caleb from overdrive holding in the 2nd, but Jonathan from Manassas, top spot right now. There's only 2 races left.
Yeah, I don't know. I said it already earlier. I don't know how you get better than some of these times that are getting put out.
You got to be happy with that. You got to be happy with that. Great showing out of Caleb, though.
Yeah, he did have a good showing.
He's been sitting mid-group in his grouping. Really strong showing. And if you're going to put in your best time, why not do it on the last race?
Why not? No better time than right now.
All right, so I'm watching Tony on this one.
Yeah, after what he just said to me, he really left himself open there to sit. He said, I've got a trick up my sleeve. Watch for me.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see. These times are incredible. Obviously, Tony's the home track driver here. You know,
we're
going
to
to have an opportunity here to put up an incredibly fast time. And, you know, obviously, if you're going into this
incredibly fast
race,
time, they're already incredibly fast times.
Right, that's true.
I mean, but if you're Tony, you know, this is your last opportunity to throw down.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of people put down their best time of the day here at the end.
And then we're going to finish it out with Group 1, which Aiden, Elise, Alex, Austin, Bailey, Brad, Brandon coming in. You know, it's been a great, you know, all day, but the second half since we've come back from that break has just been time after time dropping lower and lower.
Yeah, it looks like
not a ton of movement in the beginning.
No.
So now I think they're focused on Tony there, getting set up.
They are. He's definitely the driver to watch in this race.
You know, but Colin's been really quick too.
Colin has been. Colin's
and
again
Teddy's in here as well, and he's been super quick.
Those are guys that you see Teddy always start towards the top and really hang on tight to some of those fast times. Colin's a guy that takes his time, gets to learn his kart, and you'll see him 4th, 5th lap, and then going forward that you'll see him shoot towards the top.
But man, Jonathan out of Manassas in that time with a 4:07. What an amazing time. So fast, so quick. Let's see what happens here. Really excited to see this. Speaking of Tony, there he is on the screen, our local track champion here.
Pops up. He's been getting a lot of advertising here at the home track. He's got the cart out front. I saw.
We wrap all of our champions' carts.
I think that's fantastic. You're giving me excellent ideas for my own track. Looks like carts are on, and they're rolling.
We are rolling. All right, so again, watching everybody, but my eyes are on Tony because I need to know here what's he going to do here. Oh, your boy's starting off first again. Had a good showing to start last. You know, Kyle's been doing good, holding his own where he can. But here we go. We got this one, then we got one more before we take an extended break. let these drivers get fueled up, and then we'll be back for racing on Le Mans this afternoon. But here we go. Let's see what we get out after this first lap out.
Matthew looked like he was feeling good, nodding his head coming around that final corner. Let's see if we get any 20s to start this one. And we're definitely looking at Tony.
Oh, yeah. Teddy right out the gate, 20.908. Only one out of the gate, Birmingham.
Maybe that's the trick up the sleeve. We're going to build.
Well, there's another 20 out of Colin from Harrisburg. So 2 in the 20.98 range. There's Nate with a 20.689 from high voltage.
He's been impressive as of late.
Oh, he's been jumping up. .8 for Teddy. Top 3 drivers right now in the 20s.
It looked like Kyle gave way to Teddy in that lap, and he's going to hang on his bumper as best he can.
.653 out of Teddy from Birmingham.
Well, that'll be the line to follow. Tony into the wall there.
Yeah, haven't seen, Tony's been down at the bottom. That wall definitely slowed him down, 22 on that lap. 4 laps in. Teddy, our current leader, with a 20.653, followed by Nate and Colin. Matthew from Three Rivers jumping up in the 3rd. There's Tony, 20.351. Wow.
I don't know what the trick was, but
holy
he
smokes.
used it right there. There's Teddy with a 20.521 as
wow.
well.
20.351.
How can you hold that back for the first 7 races? I mean, I've never seen anything like it. You know what I think it is, Donald, what I've seen, because I just saw Tony hit the wall again.
Going wide.
So I think that he's changing his line, which is ruining the lap to follow, but it's paying off for the lap that he's in.
Sacrifice one to get the fastest one next, but Tony followed by Teddy, 20.350. He even went down further.
1,000th of a second.
I think you called it. Sacrifice that one, set your line up different, and attack. Wow.
He was not kidding. There was no joke there.
There he goes again.
He's
going wide, and you hear the racers over here. They see it. He's going wide and kicking it through. So let's see if he pulls off something here, because he just set himself up on this last lap. Or is he going to get below a? Let's see what happens.
White flag is out.
He went for it again.
Yeah, it looked like that one there. 22 seconds.
But I think he did it back-to-back to set himself up for this final lap.
Checkered is out.
I think that was one of Kyle's fastest settings this race as well. So, all right, let's see what he's got. 20.350 is going to be it. Tony B.
I think something might have popped up there. I can't tell. Can you see it up there?
No. Holy smokes.
I think it's lower. I think it might be a 3-4 up there on the leaderboard. I can't tell. I think he did set a new record.
2.46? I know it's under, he broke it again.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm going to wait on.
Like 3,
you want to
4,
pop over there and ask
take a look.
Dakota for me real quick? Holy smokes. Okay. We see you. Obviously. That was Tony there, obviously excited about where his finish was in that race. He's going to put a lot of... Where are we at?
All right, guys, a lot of excitement over there. Tony's freaking out in the pit. It was a 2.46.
A 2.46.
20.246 on that
Remember
final
when we were
lap
talking
there.
about the 19s earlier and you were shaking your head?
I shook my head also. I'll
Holy smokes.
20.246 from Tony, and when they told him what the time was in the pit, even he was beyond shocked.
That could be a track record overall if the pit crew guys were going crazy. But here's the thing. Here comes group number 1. Aiden, Elise, Alex, Austin, Bailey, Brad, and Brandon.
Hopefully somebody took a note while they were in there.
Yeah, hopefully they were watching. Problem is they were in their carts.
That's true.
We're going to find out really quick if we start seeing people rub turn 1. So, all right, so this is it. This is the final one.
Yeah,
for Monaco.
Group 1 has been impressive so far. Will we see a 2.46? I don't know, but regardless, we're going to see some fast times here.
It's been crazily. That was a crazy finish to that last race. All right, Bailey out in front on the first lap with a 20.946. Only person in the 20s on that first lap. I know they all want to go after that, but Bailey I think he was one of our first big changes coming out after this break. So
he was. He did set the first 5 with a 20.585, but
Alex jumping up in the first place. Followed Brandon from R1 with a 20.8. Bailey in third. A lot of changing back and forth here. We're down to 20.7.
And we've got just about 1/10 between first and fourth. A lot of 20s on the board already.
We are 3 laps in.
Elise off to a little bit of a slower start than usual, but she has found herself some open space out on the track now.
And she's found before when she finds that open space, she really opens up. So I want to see her jump up here. 20.718 out of Alex, followed by Bailey, Brandon, Aiden, Elise, Austin, and Brad.
Yeah, six drivers in the 20s for this one.
5 laps in, coming around for 6. Alex chipping away at that, 20.606 now. Got some pressure on her bumper there.
Yeah,
Austin, big jump up to third place. Need to speed, defending champion currently.
Yeah. Elise did give way to Alex there.
All right, we are coming down to the final laps here of the Monaco qualifier. All right. We'll be coming down off the stand for the white flag. Currently, Alex, Aiden, Brandon, and Bailey, top 4. White flag is out. You're going to do something, do it now. Final lap. Final lap of the final race of the Monaco qualifier. About to put this one in the books.
We'll have plenty to talk about this afternoon, I can tell you that.
I think there's going to be plenty to talk about at lunch. All right, checker is out. Looks like Tony is safe.
You couldn't be any safer.
All right, Alex from Jessa, followed by Aiden, Brandon, Austin, Bailey, Elise, and Brad. Wow. What a finish.
I'm in shock. I really am. As shocked as you can be about go-karting, that's me.
So that was our Monaco qualifying. We will have to do some tabulating here, figure out. Just a minute, you'll be able to get me my finals. I just got word from the race director, Dakota Reed. He's going to have points, or not points, but times. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just a happy guy. Okay. We're going to have our final qualifying times, the official results from Dakota. And then we're going to go on break. until our afternoon session, which we'll move over to Le Mans.
I could use a break.
I definitely
It's been very exciting today.
That was great final, man. I mean,
Yeah,
20.246.
I don't think it gets any better than that. And when Tony had come over to me, he was confident. He was confident that that number was attainable, and not only was it attainable, but to beat it by 0.2, is unheard of.
I don't know where Justin decided to go to, but actually I
don't
need him
know.
to probably just stay away from the booth.
Yeah, I don't
been
know.
too
Or
exciting.
maybe he owes me.
He owes-
I'm the only announcer who hasn't gotten a break here today. Slave driving me over here, but that's okay. I've enjoyed it.
So we were about to put it up on the screen. I'm about to get handed the tablet. I'll be able to give you guys the official results from our Monaco qualifier. This is great because last year we had to wait like an hour.
We sure did.
We are moving on up.
Yeah, we
Technology
were
is
ready
great.
to tell you in a couple of hours, but not this time. Yeah, no, the team here has really put in the work, taking out all the stops to get the most accurate information out in a timely manner. Sounds like we're just finishing up.
Yep, just getting a double check. We got multiple people working points, doing things. All right.
1 minute.
1 minute and we will have results. Really exciting time. Going to get you guys here, the qualifiers, because, those bonus points come in handy.
They really do. They really do. And there's more points handed out this year than ever before.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Again, there's going to be plenty of racing to do. And we still have the whole afternoon. I don't know if my heart can take it.
I don't know either.
Patiently waiting. Making sure everything's double checked. I'm going to give you guys the best information possible here. So we're going to be, just hang out with another minute for me. Who is it? Yep. All right. So we're getting ready to put it up on the board. I'm going to give you the top position, everybody's where they currently rank. I know. The suspense is killing me too.
It's killing me. I'm just noticing the clock, how quickly this series got finished
Well,
up.
when you're running 20.246s, the race gets done kind of quick, my
It
friend.
does go faster than as per usual.
All right. You almost there, Emil? Sorry, guys. We want to get it up on the screen so everybody can follow along as we talk about it. Something with the tone of my voice. I'll try to change it.
Change it. Just change it.
All right.
No. Yes.
It's getting ready to
Maybe.
get plugged in.
I tell you what, Emil's one of the hardest working guys here.
Very underrated. No one doesn't get enough love.
He doesn't.
We're gonna get
Last year at the championship, everybody had kind of gone off, and I sat here by myself, and we got Emil on the team on camera.
won't happen this year.
Give him the
guaranteed.
proper thanks. Oh, I'm going to make it happen. In
All
one
right.
of these down times, we'll be good to go.
A lot of work going on in the backgrounds to make this thing happen.
We just get to be the pretty faces and talk about it.
Again, we're going to finish out Monaco, taking a lunch break. Points are up on the screen. No surprise at number one, Tony at a 20.246, followed by Jonathan in second place, 20.407. Palisades at CJ, 20.5, followed by Teddy, Nate, Jason, Aaron, Bailey, Elise, and rounding out the top 10, Brandon from R1, Alex, Caleb, Austin, Aiden, Kyle, Colin, Matt, Brad, and Joe. So that 20.246 is stuck. What a great race. Again, we will be, stay tuned to the live stream. We are going to be taking a break. We're going to go give the drivers a little bit of breather. 8 races. They've been working hard. They need a little bit of a breather, get some fuel, and then we'll be back here in just a hour or so for the Le Mans qualifier. So Really appreciate everybody that's been joining us, and we'll talk to you here soon. Thank you.